Welcome to Wanderer's Odyssey of Wonders. In this series, we're exploring the incredible journey of how humans learn to communicate, from the simplest gestures to the amazing technology we have today. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like, comment, and share. It really helps the channel grow. Before technology, before writing, before civilization itself, there was one skill that changed human destiny: communication. Imagine an early human discovering how to make fire, shape stone tools, or crack open hard food. If that knowledge stayed with one person, it would disappear forever. But humans shared what they learned, gesture to gesture, mouth to mouth. That sharing turned survival into progress. This is why communication is not just a skill, it is the engine of human evolution. Long before words existed, our ancestors relied on hand gestures, facial expressions, and simple vocal sounds. Anthropologists believe that as early as 300,000 years ago, early Homo sapiens used these signals to coordinate hunts, warn of danger, and express intent and emotion. This wasn't language yet, but it was intentional meaning, and that was the beginning of everything. As human groups grew larger, memory alone was no longer enough. Humans began placing ideas outside the mind. Some of the oldest known cave paintings, like those found in Chauvet Cave in France, dated to over 30,000 years ago, show animals, hunts, and rituals. These paintings were not decoration. They were early information storage, stories meant to outlive the storyteller. Over time, gestures and images evolved into spoken language. This allowed humans to share complex ideas, teach skills, preserve traditions, and build identity. In ancient regions like Mesopotamia, early societies such as the Sumerians relied heavily on spoken language to transfer knowledge long before writing existed. Trade, governance, agriculture, and craftsmanship were coordinated through speech and memory. Similarly, in the Indian subcontinent, vast bodies of knowledge known as the Vedas were preserved entirely through oral transmission for centuries. These were not just spiritual texts. They contained detailed knowledge about medicine and healing practices, metallurgy and material science, astronomy and weather observation, and early ideas related to biology and the natural world. This knowledge was passed down with extraordinary precision, memorized and recited word for word, generation after generation, without ink, paper, or stone. For centuries, memory was the archive of humanity. But as societies expanded, populations grew, and environments changed, oral transmission alone was no longer enough. Historical and archaeological evidence suggests that droughts, shifting river systems, migration, and environmental stress increased the risk of knowledge being lost, altered, or fragmented. When communities scattered, oral chains weakened. This created a new necessity: the need to write knowledge down, so it could be preserved accurately and passed safely to future generations. In Mesopotamia, this led to the development of cuneiform writing around 3200 BCE. Writing didn't replace speech, it protected knowledge from loss. Even with speech and memory, humans faced another challenge: distance. How do you communicate with someone who isn't there? Before writing spread widely, people used messengers and runners, smoke signals, drums, and sound patterns. These were humanity's first attempts to defeat distance, and they worked just enough to push civilization forward. By the end of this era, humans had mastered gestures, sounds, images, and spoken language. But knowledge was still fragile. So humanity asked a new question: what if communication could last forever? In Part 2, we'll explore how writing systems, records, and symbols transformed communication into power and reshaped civilization itself. If you enjoyed this journey, stay tuned. Share this with someone who might like it. Comment your thoughts or suggestions. And subscribe to Wanderer's Odyssey of Wonders so you don't miss Part 2.